Alright, long time no chat. It's kind of early, 6 o'clock, and just have some spare time here, so let's see if anyone pops in. Had to stretch my brain to remember how to set this up. Cindy's not here. She is working. She'll be home about 7:15. It's a little after 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time right now. Still hanging out. Hoping that we get some EUC people in here, 3D printing people. You know, we can talk about various things. We can talk about the new EUCs that are coming. We can talk about Marty's test of V10F. We can talk about T-Sean riding his monster 100 volt, 35 miles an hour. Curious if that's actually his or if someone just gave it to him to test. We can talk about my phone ringing and it being a number I have no idea who it is, so I won't answer it. I never answer my phone. Do you guys ever answer your phone? I never answer my phone anymore. After I had my run-in with the National Park Service regarding my drone footage on YouTube, I never answer my phone unless I absolutely know who it is. Never. Cell phone, home phone, doesn't matter. Okay. And you know it's like a prank call because, or not prank, but you know, a telemarketer or something along those lines because they never leave a message. So, yeah. 3 watching, but I don't know who it is. If someone could just chime in and verify that you can hear me. It looks like audio should be going out, but I can't tell 100% until someone says, yeah, I can hear you. So. If someone would do that, that'd be awesome. As far as 3D printing stuff right now, I was messing around with my CR10 for a good portion of the day. I had about half a dozen failed prints. I had a couple of those horrible prints, failed prints, where you have just a ball of plastic around the hot end, where it's just a mess trying to pull that off. And sometimes it gets up into other areas of the hot end, which makes it a problem. But I think I got it fully removed, and it's printing right now, actually. I wonder if I can get that on the screen here. Does this work? Can you see that? No, probably not. Let's see. While I'm waiting for someone to say something, let me practice my XSplit abilities. Amazon. What was I looking for in Amazon? I don't remember. No. 2 people watching, nobody talking. That's okay. Oh yeah. Scanner and copier. That's probably all I need. Scout, hey dude. How you doing, man? It's a little early. Not much action going on. And plus it's not like I stream on a regular basis. But since I'm on my staycation, I had some time. I got my entire list done, and I'm now gonna just, the rest of my staycation, I'm gonna probably do a little bit of work, but try to also kind of relax a little bit. Alright, let's see, add. What page? No, I don't want to do that. Still have your MCM3. So are you interested in any of these new wheels that are coming out? Are you thinking about a V10F, 9-bot D10, Gotway M Super X? Thinking about any of those new wheels? KingSong 18S, or I'm sorry, 18L. Do this. V10F. Yeah, V10F looks pretty cool. Marty's been putting it through its paces. The high pedals seem nice. Really, the only negative that I've seen Marty talk about with the wheel is the rubber pedals. With trail riding, he was having issues with his feet slipping off, which I could understand. So yeah, put some grip tape on there, and that fixes that problem. And probably the only other thing that he's not thrilled about is the battery is not huge, or at least not as big as what he's used to on his Gotway wheels. You know, he has wheels with 1300 watt-hour batteries, 1600 watt-hour batteries, and I believe the V10F is around 1000, something like that. So Scott, did you like pre-order your wheel at all? Did you like pre-order through Jason or anything like that? Just hold on, I'm trying to do something at the same time here. See if I can do this. Okay, that worked. What you see there is my CR10 working on another part of one of my EUC stands. Oh, you're saving money, Scout? Yeah, I understand. I don't know, those rock wheels, the GT16s, they seem to have a lot of hype, but I really haven't seen much long-term good news about them. And I think their design was it was a little interesting looking, but I really never found myself having any desire to get a rock wheel. What's up? Thank you for showing me how to change my coolant in the Prius. Oh, you're welcome, Peter. That's definitely an important maintenance project that a lot of people don't do. So, or you take it to a dealer and you get charged hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do it. GT16, poor man's V10F. I don't know what the motor output is on a GT16. Is it similar to a V10F? I'm not sure. I don't remember. $2,000, really? Wow. Okay, Peter, what do you want to know about my Tacoma? There's been very, very little content on my channel about my Tacoma lately for two reasons. I haven't done any modifications to it lately, and I'm not daily driving it currently. I've been daily driving my Prius. So my Tacoma has 19,000 some miles on it, even though it's 2 years old. So I was daily driving it for probably almost the first year of owning it. But now I haven't been, so it's just I drive it mostly on the weekends, but I haven't been doing a lot with it lately. Actually, the next project that I can foresee me doing on the Tacoma is once my factory tires wear out. That's when I think I'm going to look into getting some bigger wheels and tires for it to change up the look. Am I a drug dealer? No, Liquid Snakes Love Child. That's an interesting name. No, I'm not a drug dealer. Are you looking for drugs? If so, what kind? Show us how to change the transmission fluid? Well, that's what I did, Peter. The transaxle, one of those videos is the transaxle fluid is the transmission fluid on a Prius. If you're talking about on the Tacoma, my Tacoma is still under the 25,000 2-year maintenance deal with Toyota, so I don't have to pay for any maintenance, and it doesn't need to have the transmission fluid changed yet, so I'd rather not do that if I don't have to. And actually, I think doing the transmission fluid in a Tacoma, from what I can understand, based on what I've read about them, is a pain in the ass. A severe pain in the ass. Spark plugs on a Prius? I assume you're talking about the Prius. Yeah, actually, we bought the Prius with 132,000 miles on it, and it has 212,000 something on it now. Never done the spark plugs. I probably should do them. I was actually looking at that. I changed the oil in my Prius over the weekend, and I was looking at how tough access would be for the spark plugs, and it looks like you have to there's a plastic piece that's along the windshield, almost like that plastic cover that's down towards the front of the engine bay. Well, there's another one up at the top, like where the windshield washer is, and you have to take that off, I think, to get access to the spark plugs. So it's not that hard to take off, just a pain in the ass. Just like a lot of things in the Prius are, it's a great car, but working on it is not that easy. A lot of things seem a lot more difficult than they need to be. Like, look up what it takes to change the struts on a Prius, and it's pretty freaking incredible. Oh, you mentioned the Tacoma transmission fluid. Yeah, I don't need to change it yet. I have to check what the interval is for the transmission fluid, but I'm positive it's not every 20,000 miles. And I know that the Tacoma does not have it doesn't have a transmission dipstick. I don't know if you knew that or not, but there is no transmission dipstick in a Tacoma. And if you look in the Tacoma forums about what's involved with screwing with the transmission, it's pretty dumb. They do not make it easy at all. Well, Liquid Snakes didn't tell us if he was looking for drugs or not. Oh. Scout, you should buy my M Super V3 so I can buy an M Super X. Although I'm already committed to get the 9-baud Z10, so getting that and an M Super X in the same general time frame would be kind of crazy. I'm not Marty. I don't have that kind of money. Alright guys, so I'm just going to hang out and watch my print until someone has something else they want to chat about. I'd buy your M Super if you had the money. But you don't have that kind of money. You have to forgive me, Scout. I don't remember if you told me like what you do for a living. I should have like a reference or something of certain people that I talk to a lot, but I don't remember what you do. My fave mod on the Tacoma. I think visually the best mod I did on the Tacoma is the TRD front grille. I think that makes the biggest difference. I really like that a lot more than the chrome factory TRD sport grille. That thing just looks like I don't know, too chromey. Don't like it. My most favorite functional mod on the Tacoma was my my leveling kit, my 3-1 leveling kit that Chuck helped me install. Just getting the truck up that little bit, it's only 3 inches in the front, but it feels like more, and you definitely notice the difference when you're driving it, where you're all of a sudden as high, if not higher, than some full-size trucks. which is just cool. It's a cool feeling. I never really thought that I would care about that, but I definitely like that 3-to-1 kit, and it wasn't that expensive. The install was a little touchy, but it wasn't that hard. Could just do the whole thing with floor jacks, and did it in the garage. So it's a good mod. Definitely much easier to do though if you have a 2-wheel drive truck. And if you have a 4-wheel drive truck, there's other complications where there's the possibility, you're introducing a possibility of putting additional wear on your CV joints in the front. So I felt much more confident doing it on a 2-wheel drive truck instead of a 4-wheel drive. The Z10 might disappoint. Why do you say that, Scout? Because it's a lower voltage wheel, only 58 volts, something like that. Yes, Peter, I have a mod on the, or I'm sorry, I have a video on the 3-to-1 leveling kit. Just like search Tacoma on my channel and you'll see it. Did it last year, sort of around this time. Well, Scout, I don't know. I mean, I think they do, but I think what they've been doing is they've been trying to toe the line as far as USCE certification goes, which is why all of their wheels in the US were limited to 12.5 miles an hour. The 9bot S1, the Mini Pro is only 11, and I think the newest Mini Plus is 12.5. And to be quite honest, I'm surprised that, I'm assuming that they're going to get CE certification in the United States, and with that being the case, I'm surprised that it's going to be able to go, I think top end on that it's supposed to be 40 kilometers an hour? No, 45 kilometers an hour is what Jason has listed on his site. I'm kind of surprised they're doing it, but I mean, my 9x1 E Plus was a tank, a total tank. I beat the shit out of that wheel, and it still works today. I gave it to Daniel, and even though he's not riding it much, it still is functional. And that wheel has taken an incredible amount of abuse, and never had anything go wrong on it. So I'm kind of using that as my basis that I'm hoping to expect something similar out of the Z10. Now, I don't know that it's going to hang with the 84 volt wheels as far as acceleration or power. Battery is right around 1,000 watt-hour battery, so it's not a huge battery. But I'm very confident it's going to be reliable. Very, very confident. So we'll see. And plus, it's a cool looking wheel. I mean, it looks different than anything I've ever seen before that anyone's put out there. And it's not like I'm not Tishon. I don't want to go down the road at 35 miles an hour. I don't need to do that. I don't have overheat hill like Marty does. I don't do a lot of trail riding, so it'll be good for me, And but if it does feel underpowered, you have to remember the most powerful wheel I have. Well, I don't know. I guess you call the M10 3 powerful. It's an 84 watt motor. The Monster, my Monster is an 84 watt motor, even though the diameter of that tire makes it not feel. It doesn't feel torquey at all. It's slow to accelerate, but it obviously has a very high top end. So I'm curious how the Z10 will feel in comparison to my V3, which is a 67 volt motor. It'll be interesting to compare it, and I don't think I'll be disappointed, but if I am, I will surely share that. I'm not afraid to say I have egg in my face, if you haven't noticed. As far as riding the Z10, I would ride just mostly the same areas that I'm riding now, like paths, parks. I might take it back into that Gator area that I rode the M Super in, maybe. And I was thinking I need to go get back there sometime. And there are those hills down in Marco Island that I want to get back to. That might be something I do during my staycation, maybe. Maybe I'll go down to Marco and ride around down there. Cindy and I did that once last year, and it definitely was a different kind of ride. So yeah, maybe we'll do that too. And yeah, it's not like I don't like high-speed wheels. I mean, they're cool, but I just don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm old. you know, 50. So when I see some of these guys just screaming down the road, taping themselves while the wheel is beeping like, hey, you are at 80% output or higher, you're in danger of the wheel shutting off, and they just keep going. I don't know, I just think that sets a bad precedent, personally. And that's just, I don't know. But you see it an awful lot. You see a lot of people doing some pretty silly shit like that nowadays, and getting lots of people saying, good job, way to go, awesome. And you don't, I don't hit the like button on those videos, ever. You love torque. Yeah, well, it sounds like from what Marty said, the V10F was very torquey and actually got him up the hill faster than any of the other wheels. Although the KingSong 18S actually did make it all the way up to the top of that hill. It went into overheat mode at the top, but he said that the V10F actually got him up there faster, although it did overheat with about 75 feet to go. Oh yeah, so Scott, what did you think of the 100-volt monster video? They showed 35 miles an hour on that video, and then T-Sean said that he thinks that it can go 40. And I don't know if that means that he actually pushed it to 40, but because I don't know why he would say that otherwise. Although he said that it wasn't beeping at 35 miles an hour, so I don't know. Oh yeah, Vermont. Yeah, Vermont would be a great spot for a trail wheel. And if the 9-bot Z10 does have adequate torque and power, its build looks like it would be great for going off road in a big fat tire. Although another thing I heard about the Z10, I'm getting them all mixed up. Another thing I heard about the Z10 was about the pedals. Two things about the pedals. That at least right now, or as of recently, they basically just had rebranded 9x1 E Plus pedals on it, which is an odd decision. I know Jason from eWheels told me that he actually reached out to them and said that they need to put some bigger pedals on there to be competitive with the other wheels out there, which would be great because I have big feet, so I would definitely appreciate bigger pedals. But also, I guess the pedal height is on the low side. There's not tons of clearance, which is interesting and kind of surprising because it's an 18-inch wheel, so it should have different decent clearance. But I heard some people say that it was not that high, so it could be an issue depending on what you're doing. Do we ride the Mini Pro? I haven't ridden the Mini Pro much at all. I mean, ever since I learned to ride electric unicycles, I pretty much don't ride the Mini Pro. Last year I was using it for a few months at work when we had a situation going on where we had employees in two different buildings, and I was using it to shuffle in between. But otherwise, no, I don't use the Mini Pro. We have two of them, black and a white. Cindy uses it, but now since we got the big i2, which is right around the corner here, she hasn't been using it either because she's been using the i2 if she's in a situation where she'd rather be in two wheels instead of one. So, yeah, I don't really. If you ask me what the primary use of the i2, or I'm sorry, the primary use of the Mini Pro was right now, it's to let friends and family get on when they're visiting. Because I don't really have a use for it right now. Should probably sell them, but you know, maybe, I don't know. The crazy Tesla guy from Miami loved that video. I don't know if I saw the crazy Tesla guy from Miami. Crazy in what way? He was doing crazy stuff, or he just was acting crazy? I'm just letting chat catch up here. I'm looking at just looking at something here. Crashed Tesla at 35 miles an hour at night stunning. You're kidding? And how was he? Did he have safety gear on? Crashing at 35 with no safety gear sounds pretty scary. And how do I manage to preserve batteries on all my wheels? I don't know. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really pay as much attention to that as I should. When I'm done riding a wheel, I charge it to full normally, and then I'll take it off the charger and just leave it like that. Lithium batteries will hold a charge level for a pretty long time. So no, I don't do anything specific to maintain my batteries, even though I should. I actually have a charge doctor, where you can tell it to only charge to 80% or something like that, which some people say is best for lithium batteries, but I do not do that. Probably should. Guy shattered his shoulder. Okay, well, maybe he'll learn. Who knows? You guys may remember, it was over a month ago, maybe two. Cindy's daughter, she wrecked on her M10-3 going past. She got speed wobbles and dumped off and fell on her rear end and got all kinds of bad brush burns on her butt and on her wrists and her hands. And Cindy, I think I mentioned in the video, hey, maybe this will make her want to wear safety gear now. Nope. I guess when you're 23, or when she's 20, no, she's 24 now. I don't know. You just think that you are invincible, even after an incident like that. Yeah, I actually, when I first started learning on the 9x1, the first time I went out, I was stupid, even though I'm old. I was stupid and wrecked a couple times, and then I think during my second training session, I took a bad fall and jammed both of my wrists, and they literally hurt for a couple months. Didn't break them, I guess. I never had any medical work done on them, but yeah, that was kind of my eye-opening moment. And I don't know. It's just a natural thing. It's a habitual thing, like anything else. If you just, when you're okay, I'm going to ride my wheel, I'm going to put on my safety gear. It's just kind of what you do. And conversely, I guess if you don't wear safety gear, it's like, I'm going to ride my wheel, I don't need to put any safety gear on. Until you smash your face. Ron's World Miami. Alright, let me look that up quick. I'm not sure how, maybe that was posted on the electric unicycle forums. World Miami. Alright. 542 subscribers. Oops, sorry. Okay, 719. A month ago. Alright, let's see. Sorry about that. Alright, we're gonna see what Ron's doing. Okay, well, he has a full face helmet on. Interesting. That's good. Alright. I've now moved to the crash. He's hauling ass down the street. Empty street. Beeping like crazy. Oh my god. Good lord. That's insane. What is he thinking? Oh my god. Alright, let me see if I can, for the stream, let me put this in the stream. This is, if you haven't seen it, it's something else. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Remove that. Let's add screen capture of this. Alright. Let's make it bigger so you can see this. Alright. So, here we go. Maybe you can hear the beeping, I don't know. Wow. Okay. So, that's nasty. It said that he was also wearing body armor. The description says he was wearing body armor. So, yeah, I guess it would have been worse. Although that's not gonna save your shoulder. So, like, when I see something like that, I don't feel sorry for the person, first of all. And if you do, I don't know why you would, because that's like I have a hammer in my hand, I'm going to hit myself in the forehead with it, and then I'm going to complain that it hurts. That doesn't make sense to me. But see, when I see people like this, and it was an abandoned street, maybe they planned to make sure it was abandoned. He rode through a four-way stop sign, I think. It's at least a two-way stop sign. Maybe it's a four-way. He went right through it. But what I think in situations like that is, what happens when you go off the wheel and now you have a 50-pound projectile that's flying who knows where, hits a vehicle, hits a pedestrian, hits someone on a bike. That's just reckless and stupid. I'm sorry. Just my 2 cents. I find that aggravating. I don't know if anybody else does, but that's aggravating. But thanks for bringing that to my attention. That's one of the worst wipeouts I've seen. So let's take that off. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, Scout, that's my point. Is all it's going to take is someone being a freaking idiot on an electric unicycle, and for it to get a lot of press coverage, for everyone to get on the bandwagon. And I can tell you from personal experience with my drone, that's exactly what's happened there. Is you had a very small percentage of people doing stupid shit with their drones, and now everywhere you go there's limitations and bans on drones because people couldn't be sensible and just use some common sense when flying their drone. Same thing with electric unicycles, man. You see people that are going high speed on a walkway that's shared with pedestrians, weaving in and out. The stuff that they do in New York City, man. I mean, I guess I've been in New York City and I've seen like what the bike couriers and stuff do there. I know it's common for them to weave in and out of traffic. That shit seems crazy. Crazy. But anyways, yeah, my point is, it's only a matter of time till someone does something that is going to cause bodily harm to someone other than that rider. And when that happens, it's going to be bad for everybody. Not just that rider. It's going to be bad for all of us. So hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon. I know in the United States, at least, they've been pretty lax with regulations regarding EUCs. Let's see, can I move this? How do I move this? There we go. But like when we went on our western, or not a western, it wasn't a western road trip. When we went on our road trip up in the Northeast, we brought our EUCs with, and already like there was issues where we were riding at a national park in Maine, and we found out later that although we didn't get in trouble for it, it was technically a banned activity. You weren't allowed to ride an electric unicycle on the carriage trails in Cadillac Mountain in Maine, which we did not know. But you're going to see a lot more of that if there's a lot of incidents with EUC riders getting in trouble. Oh, Cliff, really? I didn't know why that segways were banned from sidewalks, but I can understand why. They're big. Are you talking about the big ones, or even the mini pros? See, the nice thing about EUCs is they literally take up less space than a person does. My footprint is smaller than if I was walking. But with this i2, it's big. You would literally have to like turn and park to the side to let people pass on our normal sidewalk, which we normally do. Like if there's any issues with space when we're around pedestrians, we always yield, give them room. You know, we never assume they're going to move for us. But of course, that is not the way that a lot of people treat things. So, but yeah, I can understand why they're banned. If I see the whole video, I see his style. Style in what way? His stupid style? Oh, wait, okay. Oh, now he talks about, okay, let me look at this. I guess he's showing the damage. He's
the battery did.
Alright, let's see, let's switch it up. Let's learn some stuff about XSplit that I did not know before. Screen capture this, and let's find out what Ron says about his crash. Maybe he's proud of it.
Come out while it was flipping, but the unit is completely intact. The only thing that came out was the plastic part, as you can see. Only the plastic part. The foot pedals are still good.
Can you guys hear this audio?
Everything is still good. You can see the plastic that came out of it while it was flipping. The unit is really well built, and it does have 2 batteries, so it's still.
He has a Respect the Beep sweatshirt. What's that about? Is that like something new now? Maybe so now he's not going to drive like an idiot, ride like an idiot, and he sells Respect the Beep gear. Is that what's going on?
Turns on. Believe that? But it shakes. So I'm gonna bring it back here for repairs.
Yeah, that does not sound good.
It has 2 batteries. This is the second battery.
Alright, dude. Let's see, anything else?
Back to them to get it fixed. Alright, check out my new hoodie. Respect the Beat. Ron's World Miami. Look at the back. If you know anybody that wants to buy one of these or rides a unicycle, or you want to buy it for them as a gift, you can pre-order it right now. Just go and.
Okay. Alright, well, enough of that guy. Yeah, I'm not subscribing to Ron's World Miami. Okay. Let's bring back my print job, something nice and mundane, not dangerous at all. But that's interesting. That is a. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That was a little eye-opening. Remember, I saw there's a video, I don't know, a month ago. Some guy over in, I think he was in Asia, or no, maybe it was New York. I don't know. But it was shortly after the Tesla came out, I think, and he was riding his Tesla. He had no gear on. Had his cell phone, earbuds, and on his phone, screwing around, and it cut out on him. And he had no gear, and he went down pretty hard. He wasn't going 35 miles an hour, but he was going pretty fast. And I did not hear an aftermath of what happened to him, but I'm sure he got pretty screwed up. So, live and learn. Alright, so let's see. Is anyone else saying anything here? Let's get back over here. We're living in the glory days right now. Yeah, Scott, that might be. Again, I see so many similarities to my experience with drones, and it does not make me happy. In the end, he's trying to sell shirts. Yeah, that's exactly. Guys, how do am I saying your name right? Is it Guys? Just Guys? I don't know how to pronounce that. Guys, Gus? I'm not sure. Yeah, selling t-shirts off of being an idiot and crashing. It's interesting. It's an interesting marketing strategy. Here it's getting vert regulated. I know over in Europe, like certain areas, like they're technically banned. Although I thought I heard some progress with getting that lifted. And if they're not banned, there's other areas where like you're limited to 20 kilometers an hour, which is pretty darn slow. But yeah, I'm not up to date with. Like I know in the UK, you know, where Ian and Speedy Feet is, that they're technically limited. Like they're not supposed to be on pathways or roadways or stuff like that, and they are limited, and I think there is some legislation to relax that, but yeah, they are definitely more limited over in Europe than they are in the United States so far. Oh, Cliff, yeah, inexperienced riders running into pedestrians. Yeah, well, I can see that. Like, I've seen videos, if you do a search on YouTube for like I2 crashes or whatever, Segway I2 crashes, there's a lot of them. Just people, again, just being stupid, overleaning, just not being confident on the, or not being capable on the big wheel, and just, you know, going flying. Yeah, I could definitely see them running over people. Although I know they have a Segway tour down here in Naples, a company called Segway Tours of Naples. I don't know if they're still in business or not, but they were riding all over the Naples area. Let me just see if they're still in business. Segway of Naples. Let's see if they look like they're still in business. Yeah, their website looks up to date. They must still be in business. I wonder what they charge. Yeah, I'm curious how much they charge for a Segway tour. Segway tour, blah blah blah. $131. Oh, okay. That's for an Everglade excursion and Segway of Naples. What if you just want to do the Segway? You can't. It's weird. This website, you can't just do a Segway tour. It combines it with a couple of other touristy things down here in Naples. But I'm looking at the picture, and those do look like I2s to me. So anyways, yeah, you still can do Segway tours in Naples if you care to do so. I just do them myself. Yeah, okay, so you can hear the video. Okay, good. He's driving against traffic, cutting off cars. Yes, selling them. That's the way of making money off of it. Yes, I'm not a fan of Ron, if that is his name. But, you know, whatever. It works for him. You've been selling some of the EUC stands. Yes, I have been selling some of the stands. I think I've sold maybe eight of them. I haven't sold any in the last week, though. I haven't been like pushing it very much because I'm still working out an issue with the first guy I sold to is in Seattle, and he has a KS16S, and he bought one of the original stands, and he bought it, and he showed me a picture, and the way that a KingSong pedal is designed is different than all the other wheels that I've ever owned. It's different than a Segway. It's different than a 9-bot, Inmotion, and Gotway wheels. Like, imagine that this is the hinge. This is the hinge. With all those other wheels, when you put the pedal down, it comes down and it's like even with the hinge. With a KingSong wheel, the pedal, part of the pedal folds underneath like this. So there's a part of the pedal sticking off the hinge, a little thin piece. And anyways, with my default size of my stand, he sent me a picture. His KS16S was just barely on the edge of the supports. That edge of the pedal is what it was resting on. So anyways, I've been messing around with trying to come up with a size that works for all wheels, and I think my more narrow stand works for a KS16S. I wish I had access to all the different types so I could test it thoroughly, because it's obviously a pain in the ass to send something to somebody and then have them report back that it doesn't work and then try to address it. So with him, what I did is two things. First, I made a real wide version of the stand, which the edge of the pedals could sit on. But he said that, you know, because it's plastic, the top of it is a little bit slippery. He didn't feel very safe with it on there, because if you like bump the wheel, maybe it could slide off the side. So the other thing I did is I printed a second set of the cross supports in the bottom. I have a visual aid right here. I printed a second set of these cross supports in the narrow side. These are the narrow 15-centimeter versions, and I sent that to him, and that seems to address the problem, because with a more narrow opening, it allows it to actually go inside the pedals and rest on the hinge, which is the way it should be. It makes it secure. So I wish I had, like I said, wheels in hand to verify that, but I think we're good. But I haven't been pushing it until I'm sure about that, because I don't want to be sending stands all over the place and people saying, "Oh, this doesn't really fit that well," and that would kind of suck, you know, for me, because I don't want people to, you know, pay me to make something and then have it not work out like it's supposed to. So anyways, what he wound up doing is using those more narrow cross supports on the original stand, and then the big fat stand that I sent him, he has a Mini Pro, and he uses that to hold his Mini Pro. It works just fine to hold a Mini Pro. And if you saw that video I posted a little while ago, I even put my massive Segway i2 on one of those stands, and it held it, believe it or not. Okay. Not so much bandwidth depending on speed and capability. Yeah. Up to 12 kilometers an hour allowed on pedestrian sidewalks. Well, that's walking speed, man. That is not fast at all. Wow. Up to 25 on a bike path. Okay, so like 25 kilometers an hour is not super fast, but it's not bad for just cruising, I guess. Anything above 25 needs separate insurance. Really? It needs like auto, like vehicular insurance? You're going to go over 25 miles or 25 kilometers an hour? That's kind of crazy. You think you heard the KS pedal design is advanced and superior for some reason. The only thing I can show you what it looks like, actually. The only thing that I would say is that would be an advantage to that pedal design is it might give it an additional level of strength, possibly. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Because when I was working on this, I had him send me pictures so I could get a sense of what the problem was. Where is it? I have sent wheels to Belgium. 16.2. Okay. So let's see if we can do this. Let's get rid of that. And if I add this. Okay, so now this is a 16S with the more narrow cross brace, and you can see that it fits inside on the actual bracket itself. With the normal width stand, it was sitting on these edges here, you know, which obviously is precarious. So that's what I'm trying to make sure is the case, that this will fit all the KingSong wheels in a similar way. This is the original design. The newer design, the flasher design that Matthias made, should fit the same because the opening is the same, but I haven't verified that yet, but I would like to verify that. And I have a picture somewhere that shows what it was looking like before on the original stand. Where is it? That is the question. I have so much stuff on my computer, it's amazing I can find anything. Thank God for folders and directories. Alright. Damn it, I don't know where I put it. Alright, we'll take my word for it anyways. If you have a KingSong wheel, you're going to want a more narrow stand. That's the moral of this story. But guys, so you have, is your wheel, is it, remind me, what brand wheel? You have a KingSong, right? So I'm trying to remember which wheel I sent you. I can look it up. Let's see. You'll probably tell me by the time I find it, but all right. Let's look at my orders and my awesome WP Easy Card system. Oh, that's right. I'm not going to see it in here because with what I've been doing with people overseas outside the continental United States is they give me their address, and I go into stamps.com and I get a estimate of cost, and then they just PayPal me that money directly instead of going through the store, which is good. Good for them, good for me. I mean, they like to send it to Belgium. It was something like $23 shipping, so I'm not making any money on that. But it is expensive to ship to Europe, unfortunately. All right, let's look at my history. Oh, but this isn't going to tell me what yeah, that's not going to tell me what I actually sent you. Well, you can tell me, guys. Tell me what brand you had. Oh, the Super, yeah. Well, yeah, the Gotway wheels is no problem. I put my M103, M Super, Monster. That will work on the regular stands or the narrow stands, either one. So that's why I just like to come up with one stand that will work on KingSong, Inmotion, Gotway, Segway, 9-bot, whatever. It would be nice to just have one instead of being unsure of if it's going to fit or not. 9-bot 1C plus, yeah. Yep. Yeah, Cliff, I don't know if you ever reported back how it worked for you. I assume it worked fine. Or if you did, I didn't see it for some reason. Let's view the store. Let's look at the store and see what's in stock right now. Alright. We can do some cool stuff here with Exploit. Alright, so we are looking at the store. Alright, so we have one of the original grays left. Once this sells, the gray one, I don't plan to make any more. The blue and black narrow special, it's a special because the one side, it lifted a little bit during the print, so it's a little wonky. It's not as flat as it looks like it normally would be, but it's totally functional. It's square. It supports the wheel just fine, but it is a scratch and dent, I would say. So that's why that's only $19.99. This teal white, that's the one that I just showed you. That's a new color that I got. Just printed that. It's a different kind of color, kind of cool. And then this is a blue and gray. This is one of Matthias's 2.0 versions. You can tell the difference because mine has the crossbar, and this lettering here actually can be changed. Like the one that I sent out to Seattle, I put KingSong on there for the guy. It can be changed, and I actually sent one of these to Ian, and I put the Speedy Feet logo across here, which turned out really, really cool. I have not heard if he's gotten it yet. I'm really anxious for him to see it and see what he thinks of it. But yeah, this can be customized. But like if you want something custom on there, I'm going to charge you more because it's going to take me more time. I got to remodel it and do some take more time to get it ready. That's why the ones that are ready to go are less expensive. This is like a bright green one. Let's see. I think I have 7 or 8 of them right now, or 8 or 9 right now. Blue and red. Again, that's one of Matthias's 2.0 versions, and another blue. Oh, this is one of the fat ones. Which again, I don't think I'll be making any more of these because they're fatter. They take more plastic. They take more time, and it doesn't really address the issue as well as I want it to. So, yeah, if you want one of those, I might be dropping the price on that just to get rid of it. But it'll work fine with a Gotway wheel as well, although it does say KingSong on it. So, and what else I want to show you? Oh, and one other thing that I'm working on right now is I got a request from someone that said, "Hey, it'd be nice if you'd be able to make this stand portable. So, like, if I wanted to throw it in my backpack and take it with me if I'm going somewhere on the wheel, so I have an easy way to store my wheel." And I am working on something like that. You might see Matthias did a fancy design because I gave him that idea as well, and his idea, of course, looks very artistic, very creative. But my idea is much simpler, and what I'm trying to accomplish is you can buy this piece separately, and you can use it with one of these existing stands. So you can, if you're going to have it at home, you can have it screwed in, which will give you max strength. But if you're going to be taking it with you, you slap this piece on, and you would take the screws out, obviously, and then it would just basically be 3 flat pieces that you could easily put in a backpack and transport it if you wanted to. And when you went back home, you could screw it back. You could screw it back in with the normal supports. So I am messing around with that. In order for it to work, I'm going to have to probably change the embossed letters here. Instead of making them stick out, might actually indent them. That might be necessary. So I'm messing around with that. So anyways, I am working on that, and I don't know how much demand there will be for it, but I am trying to make it happen. So just FYI. And remove. Oops. Remove. There we go. As a redesign idea, move the front and back spacer to the front of the support and allow multiple widths. What does that mean? I don't quite follow what you mean. Move the front and back spacer to the front of the support and allow multiple widths. Yeah, I don't follow what that means. How would I do that? Oh, you're saying somehow instead of having this screwed in, have this in the front. You could slide this into different widths. It's possible. I don't know how convenient that would be. My idea might actually be easier. And I could actually do what you are describing, sort of, where there would be multiple slots. I mean, there's no big secret to it. Do I have a picture of that? I can maybe show you what my idea is here, and I would probably make it look a little bit cooler, a little fancier, but okay. When talking on stream makes you thirsty. I'm thirsty. Okay, let's add a source. Let's do this. Okay. These are my various stand-related things. Don't go stealing them. They're mostly Matthias's design anyways, not mine. I've just tweaked them. So anyways, this is my idea down here, where basically I just have a frame that you can stick it through, stick these side supports through, and the base pinches as you slide that down to the bottom. Of course, I'm gesturing and you can't see me. So basically, you would just take the side, and you would take this piece here and slide it over the top, and it would lock it in. It's not going to be obviously as secure as if you're screwing it in, but I've tested it. I had my M Super on this configuration, and it worked. Held it okay. It wasn't bad. So I'm tweaking on. I'm gonna tweak that a little bit, see if I can come up with something that works. And what I was going to say was, right now there's just one slot, but I could easily fill in the inside of it to have different distances. 15 centimeter opening, 14 centimeter opening. I could do that. So yeah, that's something I might be looking at down the road. And I was thinking of like maybe charging like $10 for it. As an add-on. And what I like about the idea is it allows you the flexibility to do it either way. Make it portable, or screw it in if you want ultimate strength and for storing your wheels at home. So that is my idea. Much different approach than what Matthias did. If you saw what he did, he's very creative. I'm more functional. 705. Okay, yeah. Alright, so yeah, I understand what you mean, guys. Have the option of 2 sets of dividers for an extra few bucks, yeah. Well, yeah, I can do that too. I can easily print different cross supports But the thing I was just talking about though was really just to fit that need of being able to like transport it in your backpack. I'm getting some water. Very bad. Alright, sorry about that. Cindy should be home shortly. Very shortly. Okay. Yeah, right now I have a shoebox full of these pieces, but these side pieces take much longer to print. Each one of these takes about anywhere from 10 to 12 hours, maybe, something like that. I just got my CR10 working again, so I'm hoping I can print them on the CR10 and the Anycubic i3 at the same time to be able to crank these out more. But of course these also use a lot more plastic as well. So, and I am getting another printer. I'm getting another large format printer to again give me more flexibility if I want to make parts in a larger scale. But I haven't sold any stands in the last week, so maybe I don't need to do that. I don't know. Like I said in the very beginning, you know, if people want the stands, I'll keep making them. If they don't, I'll sell what I have. You know, it's no skin off my back. Although I do like making them, and it was cool to like send one to Belgium, and I have some other people that have been asking me about them overseas. But I haven't gotten as much feedback from the United States. I mean, U.S. orders are much easier for me to fulfill. I'm only charging $5 flat shipping, and doing that I'm actually losing money because it usually costs me like $7, $7.20 I think to ship them. So yeah, I'd like to sell more from the U.S. We'll see. And in addition to sending one to Ian, I also am going to be sending one to Jason at eWheels. My thought being that maybe they see some value in it. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. 4 people watching. Wow. I guess Tuesday nights isn't a great time to stream, huh? That's okay. I can at least talk till Cindy gets home. Alright, so let's check on the progress of my printing. Screen capture there. Okay. This is my CR10 in the foreground. In the back, that is my Anycubic i3 Mega. It's printing another teal set, and this one is printing red. This is actually my first test. I'm doing the sunken lettering on this one here, on this red one. See how that looks and how it turns out. And yeah, could be cool. Now Marty's probably still at work too. I guess it's better when I get in later. The West Coasters could get in, because there's a lot of West Coast EUC guys. My roof. The first part of my roof replacement is done. The roofers are back today. They stripped off the front section of the roof, the old shingles and the FEMA tarp that was there, and they nailed down the plywood again, and they put down the rubberized underlayment. And now I just have to wait for the county to come out to do an inspection, and then they come back and then they actually lay the roof on the metal roofing, which is, it's a 5V crimp roof, just a plain silver. So people said, oh, why do you get silver? And really the main reason is for heat reflection. My old shingle roof was dark brown, and in Florida that pulled in heat like you would not believe. My attic in the summer is so hot that I can't believe that anything, well, nothing survives up there. It's probably 150 degrees up there. And the problem is when your attic gets that hot, it makes your AC have to work all that much harder because all your AC vents are up in that oven, you know, trying to deliver cold air to the house, so it's making everything work much harder because of that high heat. With the silver metal roof, it's going to reflect so much heat that there should be a significant energy savings, and that's what I'm really looking for. It doesn't really match the color of the house. I'm going to probably get the house repainted to look better with a silver roof, but it's not a huge concern of mine. But I can tell you, out in the chicken coop, that shed that we converted into the chicken coop, that had a brown roof, dark brown roof. And again, when we first put it up, during the summer, I would go out there and I would touch that roof and I had to instantly pull my hand away because it was that freaking hot. And what I've been doing now every year is just reapplying white paint, reflective white paint, and it makes a tremendous difference. There's so much less heat coming in just by changing the color of the roof. So I'm hoping to put that theory to test on a much larger scale with the house. Looking forward to that getting done. And if you want to know how much it costs to get a 5E metal crimp roof put on in Florida after Hurricane Irma, roughly $20,000. And actually, my insurance paid for the replacement of a shingle roof. Like, they would reimburse that minus my hurricane deductible. In Florida, all insurance policies have a hurricane deductible, which is like 5% of the value of the house or something like that, of the insured value of the house. So my hurricane deductible was between $5,000 and $6,000, which you got to eat that. So I had to eat that, and then the insurance company would pay for the cost of a shingle roof, and then I had to, in addition, pay the difference between the cost of a shingle roof and a metal roof, which was another $5,000 or $6,000. So yeah, I'm probably paying somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 out of my pocket to do this. Fun times. Rocky made instrument stands for 5 years. Yeah, I probably should sell the stands for more, Rocky. You're right. And actually, Matthias said the same thing to me. Like, he's selling his mud guards for basically what I'm selling those stands for. And those mud guards take a fraction of the time, a fraction of the amount of plastic that these stands do. So, I don't know. Maybe I will raise the price out. We'll see. Again, I'm not really in this to make money. I'm just kind of in it just because it's a fun experiment, and I like supporting the community. Not doing it to get rich, but yeah, maybe a price adjustment down the road would be reasonable. We'll see. Can you run a swamp cooler in Florida? I know that some people in the Everglades, where they don't have power, I've heard them running swamp coolers. I don't know how effective it would be in the heat of summer down here, because it is brutal. Are they going to put styrofoam insulation between the metal roofing and the boards? I don't think they typically do that. The metal roofing is elevated. There has to be like an air gap there. Oh, there's Cindy. Who is that? Who is it? Cindy. Cindy.
Yes?
Don't swear, because I'm live streaming right now.
I know you're live streaming.
How do you know?
I got a notice that you were.
Oh, wow. Cindy got a notice that I'm live streaming. You want to say hi?
Do I want to say hi?
Yeah. People like you. They like you more than me, probably.
No, they don't. And I'm a mess. I just finished spin class.
Cindy just finished teaching spin class. Wait, hold on. Let me move this. I figured out how to add like different windows to the screen.
Oh, you don't have to do a separate window? I'll just come in close.
No, hold on.
Come in close.
Yeah, there's Cindy.
Hi.
Cindy just taught spin class. Did you make that shirt?
No, this one I did not. But it says it's not a race. I thought it would be a colder class, like a cooler class, and it wouldn't get so sweaty if the back was open. Like
Cindy's been making lots and lots of items with her cameo.
Like, I did make this one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I know my friend's not going to watch your streaming, but...
Yeah. She made that, yep.
Wait, can you see it?
So that's HTV. So
and then I did this hologram kind of stuff on the back for a little nickname I have for her. Stuff.
I actually have used the software that Cindy uses for her Cameo to actually export some SVG images into 3D prints. Like I actually used that program, it's called Silhouette Studio, to export the Speedy Feet logo into something that I could 3D print, so it's been helpful. Yeah.
Good class though. That's good.
Hi Cindy, Rocky Top says hi.
Hi!
And he says yes, they do like you more.
Aww! Thank you. I gotta make dinner!
Okay. Sebastian says he's getting some slight high-pitched feedback.
Probably because of my voice. Just
I don't know. It's the audio is coming from my life cam, which is sitting on top of my monitor. So maybe I don't hear anything. Yeah, I don't know. So Cliff, some people are saying that they think I should sell the stands for more than $22.99.
Yeah, I said that too.
Yes, a lot of people have said that. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
Let me join in. I agree, because it takes a lot of filament, takes a lot of time, and not only that, it's something you're going to use over and over again. Like $20 is a disposable price,
Yeah.
but something that you're going to use that's strong and durable, that can last more than a year or more than 2 years, like $35 at least or something, I think would be worthwhile.
Most of the people are saying $29.99.
Okay, 30. 30 is good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay. Cindy agrees. It's good to know. And can you make a fender for the M Super? Rocky, yeah, I actually have printed mud guards for my M Super. Again, it was Matthias's design. I print mine out of PLA. Everything that Matthias sells, he's like a real big ABS guy. And I don't like printing with ABS because it requires high temperature, has a tendency to warp. A lot of times you have to enclose your printer to print ABS. The positive of ABS is it's stronger than PLA, but I'm telling you, it doesn't. I don't think it's worth the hassle. And plus, ABS is more toxic. Smells terrible. The fumes from ABS are bad. PLA is technically biodegradable, believe it or not. So yeah, I make all mine out of PLA, and I've never had one break on my wheels. I have one of Matthias's early Monster mudguards on my Monster, and I have a couple different designs that I put on my M Super that he's made as well. So the short answer is yes. The long answer is I'm a little hesitant to do mudguards until I would talk to Matthias. I don't want to step on his feet, step on his toes, because I encourage him to open his own store, which he just did in the past week. He opened his own store to help sell mudguards. He was just kind of doing it helter-skelter, just like people would message him and he would send them one, but now he actually has a store which looks really good, and he's selling mudguards there. So I have to see if he would have any issue with me selling them. But mine would be PLA. I don't want to print them in ABS. Did I take power into account? My electricity is not all that cheap. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is, but I think I use a lot of it. My last electric bill was $175. And 3D printers do use a decent amount of power. It's maintaining a hot end of 210 degrees Celsius. And there's also another heater that's running the print bed itself, which I usually run at 60 degrees Celsius. So yeah, they do run a decent amount of power. For mudguards, I would typically use like 25-30% infill. That's what I use on the stands. When it comes to strength, infill, you want to have decent infill, but really the strength comes from how many outer shells you have. A shell is like a solid layer of plastic, so usually with my stands and presumably with mudguard, you'd want like 3 or 4 shells, they call it, which gives the plastic a lot more strength. Yeah, Cliff, so if power is 10 cents per kilowatt hour, I'm not sure what it is. I'd have to look at an electric bill, what it is down here, but I use a lot of it. Between 3D printing, the pool pump, my electric bill actually went up quite a bit when we got a whole house reverse osmosis system last year. That really upped my electric bill because that's pulling from the well pump, which is a 220 volt pump. And it has to run a lot. That's one of the downsides of whole house RO is there's a ton of wastewater. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember the ratio. I think I read that to make 1 gallon of RO water, you have like 10 gallons of wastewater, something like that. It's definitely not efficient. And my wastewater, I have a drain that just goes out into the lawn. It goes, seeps back into the aquifers here. So I'm not really wasting it, but yeah, it uses a lot of water, and to pump all that water, it's using my well pump, so that pulls a lot of juice. And of course, I have things like the chicken coop that's wired to the house, and I have a lot of things that use power. And what I really should have is the solar. Yeah, solar would be pretty cool. It's expensive. You get a lot of tax credits down the road. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe when I get the house totally paid off, that's something I can look at. I paid off my main mortgage, but I still am paying on my home equity line of credits. Oh, you're getting solar? How big of a system are you getting? My dad has a big system that he had put in late last year, but he lives in Pennsylvania, so they don't get all that much sun, and they're not that close to the equator, so it's not that direct of sun. But he got 2 huge arrays, and I think it costs $40,000. Super expensive. Solar plus battery, yeah. Well, yeah, for most solar systems, well, you can do it a couple different ways, but like with my dad's system, it's grid attached. So basically, during the day, there's the potential that you'll be providing all the power you need from the array, and hopefully you're making enough that you're making a surplus, and that surplus gets fed back into the grid, and you get a credit for it. The other option is when you have a big battery bank, where all that juice is feeding these batteries, and then you have an inverter that's turning it into AC power, and you do it that way. Those battery banks, though, are super expensive, although the prices are coming down. But I was thinking about just getting my feet wet by doing a small solar setup for the chicken coop, maybe. And I thought that might be an interesting way to kind of familiarize myself with the process and see how it would work. Because we have some electronics out there. Yeah, she did. I actually got that on the drone. I flew the drone to get video of the roof, and I came down just as she was pooping.
You got drone footage of our dog pooping.
I have drone footage of Elsa pooping, yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It might go viral. You never know. The hole is 20k euro. Okay, well that sounds like a pretty expensive system.
Can they hear you talking soft?
What's that?
Are you talking soft? They can hear you fine.
I think they can hear me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, tell me when you're ready. I'm ready to eat whenever.
Oh,
We got shows to watch.
What?
You got shows to watch.
Can I get you water?
Yeah.
It's almost ready. I'm making broccoli.
Rocky, great videos. Without them, I'm not sure I could have got my East. That's my wife. Now she wasn't too. Yeah. That's good. That's good, Rocky. I'm glad. I always like it when people give me feedback like that. That they found those videos helpful and kind of help them push through. Because I mean, honestly, I was early on. I was at a point like, what the heck did I do? Why did I spend this money? I'm never going to be able to learn this. It just seemed impossible for a period of time. And from watching my progression, a lot of people, use that as a example of what happens if you just keep trying. Persistence pays off. And Cindy, I was pushing Cindy for a long time to learn. You know, she had a problem when we first got the 9-bot E Plus where she fell pretty hard in the driveway, and it really turned her off to learning. And she didn't really try to learn hardcore until probably about a year after I had started. So, but now she's good. She hasn't gotten to ride electric unicycles as much because her feet hurt her from time to time. But no, she's a pretty proficient rider. Why are you blowing raspberries at me?
I'm a good rider? No
yeah.
way.
Yeah, you are. I think you are. Yeah, and if you practice more, because remember, like you were messing around with going backwards and all that kind of stuff. You just haven't.
Right. There was a time I didn't go backwards on it all.
Yeah, you just haven't gotten to practice that much. Guys, the best argument I could give your wife is it's something fun you can do together.
If you, I can make a salad instead and be ready in 5 minutes. Otherwise, the broccoli's going to take like 10 or.
Okay, salad.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. Guys says any arguments to convince my significant other to start with EUCs is welcome. He's trying to come up with a way to get his girlfriend to get into EUCs.
Oh. She's got to actually like it and enjoy it. I think if you hadn't got Katie one, I probably wouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I have issues with my feet stuff. It's hard to learn. But get her something she can ride alongside with you. If it's a, you know, the Segway's been great. Still get around.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't go as fast, but at least they could be out there with you. So, any means. It doesn't have to be a unicycle.
Yeah, guys, that's true. You could start her on something like the Mini Pro. You know,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love riding that.
And learning curve with the Mini Pro is basically nothing. It's so easy to learn. So that's one way to do it. I don't know if you could hear Cindy or not. But what she said was she really got inspired to learn it once I got her daughter one, because her daughter loves riding electric unicycles and once Cindy saw that, then she got more motivated to learn herself. So you could try that if she has a daughter or a son. You could try that avenue as well. Get them excited about it. So okay, I think Cindy is just about ready to eat. How much time do I have, Cindy?
5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. I have 5 or 10 minutes. Only 6. I think the most people I had was like maybe 6 or 7. Not a lot of people. Oh, Cindy, you want to see something crazy and stupid?
Crazy and what?
Somebody doing something really stupid on an electric unicycle.
Sure.
I'm going to show her this Tesla guy.
You're stopping the production.
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay, what am I looking for?
It's beeping because he's going too fast.
Oh, jeez! Oh, no! Why do you make me watch this? Now I feel so bad.
What do you mean? He was stupid. I don't feel bad.
Katie fell. It was horrible, too.
That was the difference between me and Cindy. No, he was riding too fast.
Yeah, he totally
was. It was beeping saying that it's at almost near cutout, and he just kept accelerating. He crashed.
Oh, but still, just even when someone's doing something stupid, I still don't like to see
right there, you see the difference between Cindy and me. I'm like, good, he deserves it, and Cindy's like, oh my god.
Oh, because I care.
The poor guy, he's dumb.
I didn't say he was dumb. No. You said that.
No, I'm editing your words.
I know what you want.
Mm-hmm. Blah, blah. So yeah. So you don't think that was stupid for him to be riding that fast?
Obviously, he should have slowed down, but he was like in the moment and enjoyed it. Or something.
In the moment and enjoying it. All right. Well, that's one way to describe it. I see Marty posted his part 5 conclusion of his V10F mountain stress test. I'll have to see if I can watch that tonight or tomorrow, something like that. It's been a long series. 5 parts. Wow. You got a lot of footage. Okay. So, let me see. Who's here? Still got 5 watching. Oh, Backwoods Nerd. Did I have any luck with the Anycubic i3? Well, it's printing fine. my Anycubic is pretty fine, and if you saw earlier, it was working on another stand to our side stand. It's pretty fine. I reseated those cables that were easy to reseat the other day. That ribbon cable I just let go because I was not sure how to take it out, and I did not want to break it. So, but I'm thinking that I do have to possibly adjust those Z-stops, maybe the big bolt that sits down that triggers the Z-stop, because it sounds like that could be part of the beeping that I'm hearing. Although I don't know, it's printing fine. So if I should have learned anything from my 3D exploits, it's that if it's not broke, don't fix it. So as long as it continues to print fine, I'm going to probably just let it roll. I'll record that and watch it again, guys. Well, no, it's this the live stream automatically will archive it all automatically via video on my channel, so I'll be able to see it later if I want. But I can imagine what her face looks like. Cindy's compassionate, more so than me. Yeah, Rocky, that's a good point. Yeah, if you see other women riding, yeah, there's lots of videos on my channel of Cindy and I riding electric unicycles together. So, maybe show her that. I don't know. Show her Cindy having fun. And I know Cindy, actually, even though she was hesitant to learn, once she did learn it, she took a lot of pride that she did it. Because it was very hard for her. She had to overcome. She had to overcome her fear, from the crash, and it was a big deal.
Well, also explain the fact that I am a personal trainer and I need my body to not be bruised or broken.
Why don't you explain it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But as a personal trainer, I need my body to be okay. And so I fall and bruise myself or break something, then I can't work. Then I make no money. It's bad. That's why.
Okay, that's why.
Otherwise, I do it more.
That looks pretty funny on video.
We are very goofy.
Yeah, it might be a little bit out of alignment. Backwoods, I'm not sure. Maybe. But you know what? I'll let you know, even though I haven't said it anywhere else on video. I'll tell my 4 people watching right now on the live stream what printer I'm getting. I'm getting I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. The JG Aurora A5. BJ over at Sandtube has one. I talked to him offline a little bit, and he said he really likes it. And I like the fact that it has a print area that's very, very close to the CR10. And it reminds me of the Anycubic somewhat in its design. So yeah, that's what's on its way. So we should see it hopefully, I don't know, within a week or so, something like that. Oh, your girlfriend is sport-minded? Good. Yeah, that helps. Cindy's very sporty.
I'm very what?
Sporty.
Sporty.
Yeah, you're athletic, aren't you? You wouldn't say you're athletic? You never heard that you were sporty?
No, what does that mean? Athletic?
Yeah.
Sporty. What does that mean?
That means athletic.
Oh, okay.
An athlete. That's your you have coordination. You have big gun. You want to show your big gun?
My big guns? They're big. Look how big they got.
Do you want to say what you're talking about doing in a couple weeks?
Ooh, I'm training for something.
You don't want to say what it is?
Okay.
There's only 4 people watching.
All right. That's good. Only 4 people know. But I'm training for some. I'm 48, and we've done. Make a long story short, we've done cosplay. I like making costumes, and a friend asked me a while back, "Hey, you make costumes? Can you make a bikini for me?" She gave me 10 days, and I made a bikini, and she did her first bikini competition. So she said, "Hey, you're doing the next one with me," and I was like, "Oh, you're full of crap." So, anyways, I'm doing one in 10 days. So I can't have salt. I can't have as much water. I'm doing okay on the food, but I think about
she's really been restricting her diet a lot.
I lost 4 or 5 pounds almost, but training hard, hoping that I lean up, and that's just, I'm not flexing, I'm just straightening my arms. So that's not bad. I'm getting there, and the abs, they're okay. They're getting there, but I need a tan big time. But I'm getting there.
People are going to ask about your tattoo now.
Oh, okay. It's be the change you wish to see in this world. Gandhi, Buddhist kind of thing. I was Buddhist. Christian now, but Buddhist. So there's another tattoo. Little one. Little tiny one here. For my daughter, Katie Bug Ladybug. I gotta feed you.
Okay. You
Done.
ready?
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. Just about to play it out.
Yeah, back with that, I'm sure it is not easy to work on, but I'm hoping that I don't need to work on it that much. Unlike my CR10, which I seem to be working on a regular basis. All right, thanks for stopping by, guys. This has been an hour-and-a-half stream, which is kind of crazy.
You've been on forever.
I know.
Wow.
Hour-and-a-half stream, an extreme stream. And since I am on my staycation, maybe I'll stream again this week. Who knows? Cindy's off, or no, Cindy works Thursday evening, so maybe Thursday I'll do it. I don't know. We'll see. Although people probably like having you involved, but we'll see. Okay. All right, guys. Take it easy. Talk to you later. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Till next time, Duffman out.